Good morning, everybody. I just realized I didn't have the audio on, so you did not hear any music. I think that's the first time I ever did that on the main page. Sorry about that. We were listening to music, except for you. Oh my goodness. Oh well. It happens. We got audio now. That's all that matters. That was a very quiet Monday morning intro. How about that? Good morning, James, Jennifer. What's up, Carol, S.L. Sully, James Fort. How's it going, Renee? Richard Reamer, Terry, K. Joyce, Mary Hernandez from Miami. Dodie, what's up? Katie Haley, our Panhandle connection. Loretta Reed, good morning. Frank Diaz, good morning. Joe, what's happening? Lori from Bermuda. Got a little something brewing just north of you. Do we got tropics to talk about? Louis, we got tropics to talk about. It's only April 22. You believe that? Tropics talking. Yes. Season's starting to wake up. At least the models are anyways. So we'll get into all that. We got a little bit of weather to talk about. We'll talk about what went down through the state last night and what's coming this week. And we've got a new Cat 5 supporter, Lisa Hartman. Thank you. Marcia, what's up? Good morning. Lake City, Kathy. Drove through your little town not too long ago. For sure. Well, what's cooking? Today is Monday. It's April 22. We're coming to you live from Oldsmar, Florida. It's our daily brew. We're going to be live this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget, you can always see our next daily brew right up here on the top of my page. Next daily brew will be now Wednesday, if you're curious when we're going to be live again. You can always go to the page and see when we're going to be live again. And it's ET. We've gotten so much better over the years. Now we include time zones with our times. And I just stick the ET. Phone home. Oh, Dodie was in Romper Room back in the day. Oh, I used to remember Romper Room, man, with the didn't they have like the Friends thing and the everybody held their face up or something like that? Oh, it was not a good day for Tampa Bay sports yesterday. The Rays lost by 1. The Yankees, Lightning lost by 1. My boy Brad Kozlowski lost by 1. Everything yesterday was lost by 1. Oh well. We're all winners. All right, so our daily brew brought to you by our great friends ABC. Everybody say it together. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. You can get all your Tampa Bay Brew Company goodies at ABC. Good friends of ours. Hope you had a great weekend doing whatever. It's time to start gearing up for the week. Let's see what is going on in the weather. All right, so a couple things coming up. First off, this Saturday coming up, our local hometown Hurricane Expo, Louis. We're giving away a Furman generator, okay? Furman donating a generator to the Oldsmar Hurricane Expo. So if you're in town and you're somewhere around Oldsmar, I'll be doing a presentation there. If you want to hear me talk, you have to be really bored. But anyway, I'm doing a presentation. I'll be speaking there. A lot of great vendors will be setting up. So that's this Saturday. Come on by for that. Tomorrow, we've got some exciting stuff going tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. So tonight I'm heading over to Orlando tonight for the local meteorology summit for the state of Florida. And I will be one of the panel folks sitting on stage with the director of the National Hurricane Center. Kevin Guthrie's going to be there. Our state executive director for the Florida Division of Emergency Management is going to be speaking. A lot of great folks going to be there. A lot of meteorologists. I guess all the meteorologists across the state are going to be there from all the different TV channels. And me. So my role in this is to discuss weather messaging in the digital age. So we're going to be discussing what I've learned over the years and talking about social media. And yeah, so that's coming up tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. Real quick, too, I posted this morning. Kim Shipley let us know that the Utopia of the Seas is selling out. That's a brand new ship. That's our ship that we're going to be on next June. So if you were thinking about joining us for the weather cruise, our 4th annual, today is a great day to get a hold of Kim. Because I have a feeling this being a brand new ship, hasn't even set sail yet, it's going to be hard to get a cabin. We have 50 cabins booked. So once they're gone, they're gone. So call Kim, be a part of our cruise a year from June. All right, let's talk about the weather now, Louie. This morning. Say a couple more hellos real quick. Bob, had your last T-ball game? It's okay. Joe, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about it. For sure. Shannon Knapp, good morning. Billy K, what's up, my buddy? How's it going up there to Outer Banks area? Good morning, Miss Mary K. I was hoping the Rays will win too. All right, let's talk about the weather. So this is the weather. Tropical talk. We're slowly talking our shift from weather in general to tropics talking. It's coming. I'm telling you. We might have a little sneaky something. I keep refreshing the National Hurricane Center website as we might get a little preseason action. We'll see. All right. Say bye, everybody. So this morning it was cold out there. Everybody in that light blue area woke up to possible frost this morning. That's a large area, man. That's like a third of the U.S. had frost and freeze warnings this morning. It was 40s in Panhandle, right, Morgan? Boo! It's cold. That's what happened this morning. Here's radar. This is what's going on now. Sneaky little line of storms throughout the day. Yesterday went through the night. There it is right now in South Florida. Going to see some storms there in South Florida later today. We're going to have to watch out for. What about that hail in Rock Hill a couple days ago? Is that unbelievable or what? Winnie from Palm Harbor. Hurricane Expo this Saturday. I'm also doing the Palm Harbor Hurricane Expo May 11th. Beth, what's up from Countryside? Good morning, Brett B. What's going on? 39 in Carolina. Loretta Reed says, that's too cold for me. There's a current radar. Let's see some more cool stuff I got loaded up. Now, this is a neat radar. I found something new today I was excited about. I'm not going to show you how I did it, but I was able to get long-range radar imagery. Shelby, I'm going to talk about that here in 2 seconds. Gatlinburg was 35. Is that where you were at, Joe? You were in Gatlinburg? My favorite place to go, Margaritaville. That's current radar. That's pretty cool. This is link on my site, but there's your radar. I went through the night. We had a skinny little line. It's funny. Well, good news. Our seniors stayed over tonight at our house, Emily and her 2 friends, and they decorated their cars, and they were worried about rain. I was worried about rain because we didn't want to get washed off for them, right? Well, somehow the radar cooperated last night, and it fizzled right through Tampa, and then it rebounced back south of Tampa. Some of y'all got a lot, some of you got none, but that was the radar through the night, and it's still going on right now. Storms today. This is a fresh storm prediction outlook. Let me refresh it, and it is the latest right now. Oh, God, I just lost my mouse. Holy crap, I've never done that either. I just threw the mouse. That's a oh, God, then we just lost everything. Come back. Come back. Come back. There we are. Where the hell is everything at? Okay, I totally lost everything. I lost everything. All my chats. Oh, my goodness. I've never thrown the mouse Let's see. Okay, we're back. Man, so I didn't have any audio today, and I threw my mouse. I've never done that. Things come in threes, so what's the third thing that's going to happen? I don't know. We're going to find out together. The mouse went flying. Never done that. Been doing this live since 2016. Have never thrown the mouse. Hey, I did want to show this, and we're going to get into weather. I always try to talk about something, show and tell. Well, this is in our bedroom that was mailed to me right after Irma. And I look at it a lot. It was all photos. And the lady that mailed it to me, let me give her name. She's a photographer. Jeanette De Lanos. Photography. Jeanette. Well, here, let me just show you. So, I don't know. This was sent back to me back in 2017. Let's see if I can show it. Does it show up? There you go. There she is right there. You can check it out. But we've been doing this together a long time. And I was obviously covering Hurricane Irma back then. And this is a great book that she put together with all photos that she took of the storm. And, so thank you. I just happened to see it today, and I'm like, well, I'm going to show it. All right, so here's your storms today. Dark green area. What does that mean? Well, it means as the day progresses, we could get some storms. Hail this time of year is very common. We already got some clusters this morning. It looked like they could be having hail on the west coast. Very common this time of year. Cold air aloft. Rising thunderstorms because of daytime heating. And we get hail. And that could happen today. So anybody in that dark green area later today, be watching for that. Tomorrow, let's just run through the week real quick. Everything centered all week long in the middle part of the U.S. This is tomorrow's storm mat, obviously. Here's Wednesday. Same. Then we got 3 days of long-range outlooks here. This is Thursday. Pretty good confidence we're going to see significant strong storms here. Middle U.S. later in the week. This is Thursday. This is Friday. And that's Saturday. So, blocking high this time of year. Keeping all the action pushed over in the middle part of the U.S. And big storms. So, yeah, definitely seeing some GFS SIPS models showing strong storms possible through the week here, middle part of the U.S. Long range looking. This is day 3 to day 7. Pretty much nothing going on in the eastern part of the U.S. Just heavy rain. This is a couple days out ahead of that low pressure area that's going to spin around. You can kind of get the gist of what's happening just by looking at this angle of the rains. But there you go. Heavy rains. So that's pretty much it for the week. Not a lot going on. Tropics. Let's talk about that here in a second. And we'll go from there. Good morning, Lynette Bell, Pensacola. Hope you have a good day, Belinda. Chrissy from PA. What part of PA? My mom and dad grew up in Warren, Pennsylvania. Hey, James. Yeah, no rain for our area. Don't spill my coffee. We don't want to do that. I do have my cruise shirt on, Shelly. MWP Cruise. We were just talking about it. Alberto. Let's talk about possible storms. Oh my God! So a couple more weather things. I do want to look long range, real quick. So let's look at the 5-day rain map. Kind of get it. Close this down. Where are you? All right, 5-day rain maps. Let's just take a look real quick. I haven't even done that yet. All right, 5-day rains. You are correct, James Keene. All right, so I haven't even looked. There's your 5-day rain map. Well, when you see all the storms clustered over this area right here, that pretty much guarantees we have a high pressure locked in here. And that means everything's just kind of funneling that direction. So it's obvious here. 5-day rain forecast. This is through Saturday morning. No rain in the areas in white. I mean, that is a large area from Texas to Virginia there. No rain. That's amazing. So that's the next 5 days. 7-day rain, probably about the same. 7 days. We got nothing. This is through next Monday. So there's a chance we could see no rain this whole next week. There's a chance. We had our little front come through right now, and that was it. 7 days. Look at that. This goes all the way to April 29th. Can you believe it's almost May? Where does the time go? Heavy rain, obviously, where everything funnels there, middle part of the U.S. Mississippi River loves that, right? Mississippi saying, give me some water. And that's that. All right. Slow down a little bit. We're going to talk tropics. Good morning, Louisa. Hey, Brett, Utopia is like an icon, I think, but it might be bigger. Brand new, hadn't even got used yet. Cheers. All right, so some dates coming up. May 15th, believe it or not, we start getting daily outlooks. That right above me right there, that graphic right there, that graphic above me will start getting updated in May. May 15th, that comes out at 2 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So 4 times a day, we will be getting those daily outlooks. That's when they whip out the old crayons and we start getting those areas of interest like yellow, orange, and red, right? So we're going to start getting that less than a month. Season officially starts June 1st, but hey, May systems are very, very possible. All right, so what is this right here? So last week we were talking a lot about this low pressure area that possibly might be forming now. This is this morning's models. Euro 992, Icon 1002, GFS 995. What's that mean? Well, it means we could have a low pressure system Tuesday, Wednesday, tomorrow, trying to get set up from this front. Now here's what it looks like right now. This is the current wind map. Now this is amazing stuff right here. This is amazing. This is kind of like what you see across the main development region, usually during peak season. This line right here that you're seeing right here, usually we have that down here, the intratropics convergence zone, and you get winds that come up and you got winds that come down, and guess what? They start to spin and they help these waves get going. But we kind of get this early season now. This is a frontal line that's out there over the Atlantic right now. Look, these winds are incoming, right? Look, winds are coming in from the south. Winds are coming down from the north. And guess what? They naturally start to spin. Tropical systems spin counterclockwise. So I've always compared this to like a top. You know, the winds are coming in and you're like, whoosh, things are trying to spin. So will we get anything? I don't know. But it's very common to get stuff in May. So that's what it looks like right now. Anything that forms is going to be north of Bermuda, and it's going to scoot on out of here. So this is not affecting anybody unless you're over the water, first off, if we get anything. But I'm going to show you some other fascinating stuff here. I got a couple of graphics to show you. Preseason action. This is a graphic that the Weather Channel put together. And check out all the action that we've had before June, right? We had a storm, Anna in 15, Alex in 16, Arlene in 17, Alberto 18, where's 19? Andrea 19, Bertha in 20. We had 2 in 20. We had an Arthur and a Bertha. 21, we had an Anna. And in 22, we had nothing. But that's a lot of storms in May. So it's very common, not unheard of. And notice where they're all at. Exactly where we're looking. Old frontal lines start to spin up a little bit of tropical spin-age. So not very uncommon. Now, if we got something started called Alberto, it would be like breaking news, man. It would be all over every news channel, every feed, every X, every Facebook. It'd be like, oh my God. And the agenda would be, the season is going to be epic. Oh my God, it's starting already. But listen, it's not uncommon. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, we've had a system before June. We didn't have one in 22, but you know what we had last year? We had this last year. In 23, we had a 70-mile-an-hour storm in January. Now, we covered this. If you recall, we were talking about this a year ago in January. They went back and they reanalyzed the data and they determined that it was subtropical. Subtropical storm, 70-mile-an-hour winds. Pressure was down to 976, pretty low pressure. But it formed here. Here's the graphics. There you go. That's where it formed, right off the coast of Carolina. Went up, kind of scooted the gap there, Nova Scotia there, Newfoundland. But there you go. We had it. January, 70 mile an hour, right? Some might say big deal. Well, really not a huge deal, but it, we had models. We had spaghetti models. It looked tropical. It had spinach. So that's what we're looking at. We'll see. Right now, I'm the only one talking about it. So I'm either going to be wrong or right. Dennis Diaz, good morning from Miami. What's happening down there? Vesta, good to see you. Ian, what's up down in Jamaica? It would probably be subtropical, yes. Tropics updated. Subtropical is a colder core system, wider. We don't have a lot of warm water there right now. So, good morning, Eric. Look, I liked your video there, buddy, from your cars. Brian Russell, good morning. Laura, I do not know about the chat. I don't know. We're learning everything. That's all new. Don't know everything. Maybe if you turn it sideways, maybe. I don't know. It's a live stream thing. Yeah. Ian, we talked about your dust big time. We'll show you that in a minute. All right, so there's that. Let's talk a couple of more things. Here we go. This is the names again. This is another thing. 12 years. We've had Anna and Alex. Not very uncommon. All right. So enough of that. There's that. Let's talk about what it looks like currently. There's our frontal line racing off and what the models are thinking. Some little leftover energy here is going to try to spin up. And we'll see if that happens or not. The models are really aggressive. Extremely aggressive. Which I'm very surprised about. So we're going to show you all those latest models. We're going to whip out the Tropical Tidbits Levi's site. First official tropical look of the season. Today is the day that we look at the tropics for the first time. Sherry Brown, good morning from Kentucky. Hurricane Mitch, Evan, I don't know. We could look back though, 98. We're going to talk a little bit about this first. What's up there, Will Parker? How's it going in South Carolina? Nancy Powers, good morning. Hope you're doing good. All right, so let's talk about the model. So we go to Tropical Tidbits for modeling. We go to Weather Nerds for modeling. All the individual links, I have them linked on my app. If you have our app, might be a good time to talk about the app. We have an app now for several years. I send out notifications. You can keep up with all my latest posts. And I have some cool direct links to the Euro, GFS, and the CMC, which goes to Levi's site. So if you ever want to run the models, they're right up here. GFS, Euro, CMC, Icon. And what we're going to look at is this. We'll start out with the old Euro. The Euro is showing this. Let's go to lower pressures and kind of look at this anomaly map that's going to show you that a little low pressure trying to spin up from our old frontal line. This is kind of where we're at today. Low pressures are blue. And it just kind of gets spinning there a little bit. 996, just north of Bermuda. So yeah, 992. Little tight isobars. Doesn't affect anybody. Good news. But we're going to watch it. Because it's interesting. That's what we do. Tight little guy. Right there, north of Bermuda. So there's a Euro, latest GFS. Almost the exact same thing. We'll see what we're gonna model track this year and see if the GFS is any good, but it actually is almost exactly the same as the Euro right now. A little low pressure gets spinning. This is tomorrow morning, and it tightens up pretty good, 995. I mean, that's decent looking little spin. We go to the Windy app, and you're gonna see it pretty well. Let's go take a look at that. This is the remember the Windy app defaults to the Euro right away, but decent little spin there tomorrow. Definitely, connected to a front line. We'll see if, they break off and they become something. But there's your, GFS 997. Icon, about the same. So that's what it would look like. Again, it'd be north of Bermuda. Off an old front. We've seen it before. Let's see what the Canadian looks like. There's a Canadian. So, man, you got all models showing a tight little low pressure area forming just off the East Coast tomorrow. And there's your icon. Very impressive. Let's pop over to the UK. Let's not forget about the UK. Now, this is a great test run here. The Korean model last year was pretty good too. Let's see if they've updated it. No, it doesn't do anything. UK. All right, US. Let's go to US. This is keep it right here, and then we'll see if they're showing anything. Oh yeah, a little bit. See, 998 pressure. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But we'll see if there's any discussion about it. Doesn't really mean anything. But we could have our first named system of the year. Could be. The other model that really got my attention is this little guy. So we talk about this one a lot. This is your tropical probability map. And man, I was shocked today that it had that much percentage for color. Usually we show this, it's brown, blue, down here in the 5, 10, 15, 20% range, 30% range. But tropical storm range, like 90%. So, I mean, the Euro's convinced that we're going to see something based on ensembles. So, interesting. I'm going to wait to talk about it anymore until somebody else does. Katie, where are you going? Anyway, Hurricane Mitch. We're gonna talk about it here in a second. I want to talk about a dust too. So, what's up, Zoe? Yep, we're just getting warmed up. Waters are still cold. Hey, no, they're not cold. We're gonna look at some other stuff. But out in the Atlantic, they are cold. So here's our Bay News 9 water map temp. And there are some 70s out there off the coast of Carolina, but mainly 70s and 60s. So again, it would probably be with subtropical at base if it became anything. But this area, look, we already got 83 degrees down here, 82, 81. Clearwater Beach, I know it's not showing up here, but it was 82 degrees a couple days ago. I'm going to show you Key West. So I was a little surprised how fast these waters have heated up. Paul Delgado shared temperatures 82 degrees at Clearwater Beach a couple days ago, and I checked, and yep, it was 82. Now, look at this, though. This is even more wild. Key West, right? Look at this. These are buoy data. I think it was vacay water temp. Let's pull this one up. View details on this little map here. So this one, I can't remember. Let's see, this one right here. Maybe this is it. I gotta relearn all my little links here to get fancy graphics here. But this little guy yesterday hit 83 degrees. Yesterday, water temperatures. So yesterday, 83.7. Now, it's shallow, yes, but still pretty warm for April, right? April. Right now, it's 81.7 degrees, but yesterday it was 83.7 degrees. So wow, that's down in the Keys. This little guy right here. Clearwater was officially 82. Let's go to Clearwater real quick. Clearwater, what did it get to yesterday? I don't know, because I never got around to checking yesterday. It got up to 80. Oh, so it was 80. It was warmer yesterday than it was the day before. Yesterday, Clearwater Beach hit 82.4 degrees. Inching up there. So anyway, something to keep an eye on. Brian McNulty posted this today. This is he's a big long time. I follow him for a long time. Loves weather, loves tropics. I think he's based out of Miami. Well, he posts this graphic. He's been watching the main development region temperatures. April 22nd, right here where we're at, typically is where the water temperatures are around June the 1st, as far as ocean heat content. This is the water temperatures kind of below the surface, not sea surface temperatures, but mainly the overall fuel per se. CKG CM2. That's some fancy words for the amount of ocean heat content. But yeah, I mean, we're, this is what we were wondering, does it maintain that gap? Does it catch up to the gap like that? We don't know. But the gap has been pretty much maintaining that gap of normal versus where we're at. So part of the big reason we got such large hurricane seasonal outlooks is because of the water temperatures. And there you go. So Sean, Massachusetts, what's cooking, man? A lot of rain up there the last 6 years. So Pat, that's kind of telling you that. Now last year was this line right here. This is last year's graph. This is your 10-year average, 11-year average, the blue line. So, it is what it is. Might cool back down. Who knows? But compared to 13 to 23 is blue and where we're at today. So that's just the amount of energy in the water. So there you go. Just a little tidbit for the day. There's water temps. What else we got to look at? I don't know. Let's go back up here. Nothing really cooking. We got the severe weather talked about. Let's see. Anything else exciting on these maps? I guess we can lose the winter. I'm not going to lose the winter maps yet because we've still got freezing temperatures going on. I think May 1st, isn't it normally when we get rid of them? Let's leave this up real quick. We'll leave this graphic up. This is our water vapor loop for today. There you go. All right. So, Richard Sanford, good morning. Ohio's got all the storms, Richard Sanford. What's up with that? You guys have had a ton of stuff. MJO, not really sure, Joe. Kind of there, May. We had a little pulse, it looked like, but we're kind of in well, technically, I guess we're kind of an enhanced. It's mainly around the main development region, though. It doesn't really show up higher. It kind of goes around the equator. But, Joe Bastardi was definitely talking about middle part, end of May, development. Things start to switch a little bit. So, yeah, MJO would definitely sliding itself towards middle May to end of May for that. So, cold. Cindy wants some ice cubes. Yeah, I don't know. The water's still cold below the surface. It's the sea surface temperature is one thing. It's what it is like 2 feet below, and that's where it gets chilly. But Pat, great question. I don't know really the scope of how deep it goes, to be honest with you. There are some great pages here. This is the tropical heat cyclone heat potential page right here. And if you click on it, you get all kinds of data. This is there's a new version. Wow, I got to relink it. This is just pretty much your depths. So you have mixed water depths. So you can just 20 degrees, checking it at 26 degrees. The angle they're checking down to the surface, kind of like what radar does, but it's checking different angles for the ocean heat. The lower you go with it, bigger angles. So you can see as the season progresses, we get more yellows and reds, and it's a good page. There's your overall blend of everything right here. This kind of puts it all in perspective. This is kind of the one that we use the most. And you just track it through the season, So, definitely cool. It's hot. Gulf Stream, we talk about the Gulf Stream a lot. Gulf Stream definitely pumping up. You can see this on Tropical Tidbits maps very well. The loop currents, spreading that warm water up around like that. You can see the loop current strong. You can see it right here with the, let's see down here. Right there, there's a good one. So we showed this about a week ago. This loop eddy broke off, and there it goes, drifting away. It's fascinating stuff. This is your loop current, and not too long ago it was way up here, and this little guy broke off, and there it goes. And they drift about a mile or so a day, and this hot water goes down thousands of feet, and we have a new one. And once this slides this way a little bit, this loop current's going to go a little farther to the north. Going to repeat the process, and more hot water is going to get pumped up into the Gulf of Mexico. That's how the Gulf is always being fueled more and more. Recently, we're seeing rapid intensification because of this hot water that's being dumped into the Gulf from the Caribbean. So fascinating to track it with this loop current. A lot of theories about the Gulf Stream steering storms. I've been talking to more and more people about that believe the storms actually react to that Gulf Stream off the Florida East Coast, and that's why we get a lot of storms turn. Interesting stuff, but don't know enough about that. I do know there's a lot of people writing that the Gulf Stream's slowing down a little bit, and that might be why we're getting a little bit more water creeping up into the areas that are flooding a little more than normal. A little theory about that. The Gulf Stream slowing down just a little bit. Water normally would get caught up in that Gulf Stream, but now it might be able to get past that a little bit. That's the theory, is it's allowing a little more water intrusion towards the coastline. But definitely get a little more floods around king tides and high tide cycles at South Florida, especially, obviously Charleston, all these areas are seeing a little bit more rise during high tides. Who knows why? Pamela, Columbia, did you get any of that hail? A lot of hail in Rock Hill. And great question. Strengthening the storms, definitely ocean heat content's a bigger player than sea surface temperature. Ian, let's do dust next, buddy. Morgan, yeah, you were talking about that water came up more. I know. Well, even talking to the folks up there at Steenhatchee, the water's been kind of coming up a little more than normal, which is odd. We see it here. The coastal areas along Florida have been getting a little bit more too. I mean, there's friends of ours in Indian Rocks Beach flooded 3 times in a year now, and some people didn't get flooded for 20, 30 years. So it's weird. But yeah, definitely ocean heat content is a much bigger player in rapid intensification. That's why most of your bigger storms are August, September, October is when we have the most amount of fuel available. And really, as far as the U.S. goes, you don't really pay attention too much to the Caribbean. However, this season with Caribbean, we have a lot of folks down there that watch us. Definitely seeing more signs of long track storms coming off of Africa and the main development region. Really haven't seen that in the past. Ian and Jamaica, and we have people in the Caymans, Belize. So the Western Caribbean areas, this definitely, as La Nina years are definitely more prone for you all. Areas in the Gulf, obviously rapid intensification 3 days out. Most of those storms don't originate in the main development region. A lot of them are homegrown, and they feed off of that warm ocean heat content. We've had a lot of wind shear the last couple of years in the Caribbean, and that has limited hurricanes, at least for the Caribbean some. But, are we going into a stronger La Nina pattern this season, we're going to see a lot less wind shear, which definitely means the Caribbean has a little more to watch out for. Because we'll have more juice coming off Africa, more chances for storms to get going, and ultimately possibly be something to worry about in the Caribbean. So we had a big dust outbreak over the weekend. Here it is currently. It made its way through the Lesser Antilles. This is this morning. This blue color, purple color is dust in the air. Kansas, dust in the wind. This came all the way from Africa, and it's going to kind of dissipate a little bit through the next couple days, but this is through midweek. So we could get some of it maybe reaching Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, down into maybe sliding just under you guys in Jamaica there. Definitely getting awfully close to Central America before it kind of fizzles out. And then the next plume's trying to get going. But that was a big one. That was a big plume of dust. A couple days ago, models, let me show you what it looked like. This was modeling 3 days ago. Just kind of, let me go back a bunch of days. This is, oh my God, this is how it looked the 14th. You could see tremendous satellite imagery showing this plume coming in off of Africa, and it made its way across. But look at that. That was massive Saharan dust. Satellite was intense when that happened. I remember seeing it. It was, you could see it. Big old cloud of dust getting blown, pushed over. And let's see here. Let's see if we can get another. I think I had a satellite. I don't like this one though. It's not that clear. I might have to find another one. This one's, maybe it hasn't even updated this year. I don't even know if it's going to pop up or not. Let's see. Sal map. This is Knoll School. There's another good site that shows you dust in the air. Gives you an idea of the concentration levels right now. But no, our satellite map isn't working. True color is not working. Huh. The site can't be reached. Well, wouldn't you know? We must find a new dust map. I didn't like that one anyways. It wasn't that great. There's a lot of lightning down there. Look at that. We got some lightning. So storms today. Let's look at HRR real quick. Talking about South Florida. What might happen later today. So hail this time of year is amazing. Believe it or not, Florida has a hail season. I'm getting a couple little signatures, a couple down in the Bahamas. Not showing up too much right now. Models aren't showing it, but the Storm Prediction Center talking about hail. All right, here's the radar for today. Take a look at this. You can just see these storms making their way across later today. And any one of these little supercells could be something, popping. So pretty much what? Vero Beach south. Isolated storms. They're going to be coming in across the state, west to east today. A couple could be down in Miami. This is pretty healthy. About 5 o'clock, we could have this whole south region, just like they drew it right here. This area, let's zoom in on it again. Very, very small area, but it's definitely a lot of population down there. Here's Florida. This is the area that they're talking about. We could see storms popping later today. Here is your hail, chances in the brown. And wind. Tornado is very, very unlikely. So that's that. Gotta like that. So, what's going on here? Let's see here. Link's not working. I was going to show you a little blog from our friends at Dunright. They got some really cool articles on hail I wanted to bring up. So let's just go to their website and talk about hail. Believe it or not, it's hard to imagine that we have hail season in Florida. It's something you don't even think about. All right, here we go. Let's go over here. Let's see if I can pull up my blog here. Let's see if we can find the hail article. So I know I was reading it the other day. I shared it. I think it's on a couple of these pages in here. Actually, we had hail damage in our neighborhood years ago. Rainy season. Oh my God. Rainy season. What the heck's rainy season? Oh my God. There's so many good blogs on here. I actually had a lady email me from the state asking about prepping roofs, and I got a nice one. Here's hail damage. There's a couple of them, but this one's not too bad. So anyway, I'll just leave that there while we chit chat a little bit about hail damage. Hail season. All right. Stacy Wilson, doing good. Thank you for asking. Harold, good morning. Good to see you, buddy. Amy McCall, good morning. African dust, Richard. Yeah, we just kind of went over a little bit. African dust is very common early season. Cindy, yeah, Rock Hill's right by. That's like at the state line, right? Really close to Charlotte. Isn't Rock Hill just south of Charlotte? Do they still have the? There was a amusement park in Rock Hill, right? You could see it when you're going north on 77. It was right off to your left, west of 77. There used to be a big roller coaster. You could see it from the interstate. So, hail season is here. Dust season's here. Normal stuff. Chris Hyergus, what's up, buddy? How was your air show the other day? Pretty good. Hot Springs, is that Arkansas, Ann? So, all right, let's talk two more things. Then we're going to go. Carowinds, that's it. Mickey Smith. I know that. Carowinds. My aunt and uncle lived in Charlotte. We used to go to NASCAR at Lowe's Motor Speedway in Concord. Hey, Stephanie Stokes, thank you for asking. Mom's doing pretty good. Very with it. Just got to get her strength back. She had a crushed vertebrae. You know, they had to give her back surgery. So she just kind of has to get her strength. But mentally, she's great. And she's moving more. So she's good. Man, it's been a long time. Almost a month. But I'll be going to see her here in a few minutes. So I won't get to see her tomorrow because I'll be in Orlando. But yeah, thanks for asking. Anyway, back to Done Right. Done Right, a big sponsor of ours here locally. We love them to death. Pinellas County, Pasco, Hillsboro. If you need any roofing, please give them a call. They support us. They support Palm Harbor University, softball, and a lot of stuff in our community. But one of the blogs here, if you click on their blogs, they talk about hailstorms. This time of year in Florida is a big deal, you know, because our shingles are out in that sun every day, and they get brittle. And hail breaks shingles more than you would think because our shingles deal with a lot of sunshine. So hailstorm damage is a big deal. So that usually lasts for the next couple of months, mainly, you know, right before rainy season. And that's because we get thunderstorms. You know, we get thunderstorms. And this time of year, the thunderstorms are fueling off of that daytime heating because it's in the upper 80s now. So we get bigger thunderstorms than normal. But we still have cold air way up top because we have cold fronts coming down. This is a cold front right now that just came through. It was in the 40s this morning. As a matter of fact, some of the morning temperatures this morning. So we still have cold air above us. But we still have daytime heating that creates thunderstorms. So that those thunderstorms grow up. And when they grow up, they get hail. So here was this morning's temps across the southeast. And look at that. Just a few hours ago, man, we were in the 40s across the upper Gulf Coast. 50s all the way down to Gainesville, Cal area. 50s in Jacksonville. We had 40s all the way to South Georgia. 49 in Gulf Coast there, Mississippi, Alabama. Mobile was 40s, low 47 this morning. So that's how cold it was. Pretty cold. But our high pressure is going to win this week. So here's your high pressure map. And as we get through the week, we basically just have this. I mean, there's just a strong high pressure area. You can kind of see it. And it just kind of blocks everything. And all the action goes to the north. And in the meantime, things stay hot. So temperatures for the week here, let's take a look at that real quick. I assume it's going to be hot. I haven't even looked this time of year. It's just, you know, if you can get rain, you know it's going to be hot. It's a simple fact. No rain, it's hot. Let's look at temperatures across the whole U.S. Daily high temps for the week. And you can just see them creeping back up there. Oh, my God. Here's Thursday. We're going to be back in the upper 80s, some 90s. 80s through all of upper Gulf Coast. 80s on Friday in Kentucky. 80s all the way to Tennessee on Friday. Look at that. That's Saturday. So, yeah, it's back to heat again. 90s. So, there you go. High pressure comes in. Guess what? You better enjoy today because it's going to slowly warm back up again. 90s by the end of the week for a lot of people here. Upper 80s all the way up through middle part of the U.S. That's going to help fuel these storms out here. You can see why the heat's brewing. All this Gulf moisture feeds up into these storms, and we get tornado season. So storm chasers are filling up their trucks right now. All right. Well, there's that. So that's it. Appreciate y'all watching. We got Wendy says Atlanta's cold. I had 2 today, Shelly. It was a 2-cup day. 2-cup day. Anything else we talk about before we go? But we'll keep an eye on this NHC thing. I'm kind of curious. Nobody else is talking about it, but could see a sneaky little low pressure try to form off of the Atlantic tomorrow. If we look at future radar, let's take a look at some future HRR stuff. We can go out 48 hours on that. Sometimes these models are pretty good about determining, I don't think we're going to get anything out there, though. Maybe south. Well, we can go mid-Atlantic. Let's see if the mid-Atlantic will show it. No, it doesn't show enough coastline. All right, we'll go to Euro. This is what the Euro says it's going to look like. Let's look at some satellite imagery. Definitely cold core, obviously. Subtropical, but see if we got any future outlooks that could show kind of what it looks like. So there's your spin. Let's go to tropical Atlantic. God, I haven't clicked on this all season. Tropical Atlantic. Let's go to Southwest Atlantic and simulate it. This is what the Euro thinks it's going to look like. Just right out of range. All right, let's go to, what can we do? Tropical Atlantic West, the big one. That's a little too big. Southwest Atlantic, Eastern Main Development Region. That's cute, though. All right, so this is kind of what the Euro is looking like for Wednesday morning. Obviously, a lot of dry air, but, you know, will it have enough convection to possibly be subtropical? Attached to a front? We'll see. That could be what we're looking at Wednesday. Open satellite there. We'll see. If not, Michael's wrong. 0-1 for the year. Linda, senior night. Thank you for asking. It looks great. They're excited. The rain came early. Remember last week we were watching? It was a little worried about this rain. Well, you know, you got to know in Florida, in the South, everything speeds up. Nothing slows down. So typically, I should have known. If it was showing 4 o'clock last week, then it was going to speed up about 12 hours. And it did, 12 hours. So luckily, it's pushing through right now. So, Bobo, your app account should renew automatically if you got the yearly subscription. So, yeah, should all do it automatically. Should do it once a year, yeah. $17.99. Kimberly asked a question. Could you explain why La Nina year Florida's path hurricane predictions more? Great question, Kimberly. Great question. James, yeah, I've got some highlights. I don't know if I have them online. Yeah, I did. She went 4 for 5 last week. All right, so why is the South more? Let's just put up the Windy app here. I was just trying to think of a good map, but so that's not a good map. I don't like that map. All right, let's try a different map. I'm trying to find a nice clean map that I can draw on here. Let's do. I guess we can draw on this one maybe. Not bad. Actually, we can go tropical Atlantic. All right, bear with me. Let's do this. Let's go to tropical Atlantic. And there we go. All right. Let's do this. All right. Cool. So the question is, how come in La Nina, we have more Florida in the mix. Or in that case, East Coast and Western Gulf. So the theory is a couple things. Two reasons. Theory number one is we don't have any wind shear here. So we have more chance for storms to brew in areas that don't brew during La Nina. So we have more storms here. We have more chances for storms to develop and potentially curve up into the Gulf or go to the Western Gulf. It's definitely proven during La Nina years we have a lot more activity that makes it into the Western Atlantic and Western Caribbean here. Second reason, more than anything, is that the theory is a little bit stronger Bermuda high pressure system, allowing more of a west push for storms. If we have less recurves, if we have a stronger high, we have more storms coming across the main development region. La Nina years seem like there's more push wrapping around that Bermuda high into the Western Caribbean, into lower Gulf, into the East Coast, even as far up as New England area. I saw some New England meteorologists talking about they might get more action this year because of this whole push west because of a little stronger ridge, they call it Bermuda High. So it does make sense that Bermuda High seems a little bit stronger during La Nina years, allowing less activity in the open Atlantic, which indicates more of a flow that direction. So, and the simple fact, La Nina just has more storms, so that you increase the odds of any impacts when you have more storms. You have a season with 14, you have a season with 24. Obviously, there's 10 more chances of a storm reaching you. So, makes sense to me. 24 system will be like 17, Hector. I do believe that we will see a lot of activity. I mean, whether or not they hit anybody, if they all recurve, but man, it definitely looks like more of a westward push of storms with a stronger Bermuda high, which would mean less recurves. So, and the water temperature is one of the biggest things right now that everybody's just scratching their heads on, is why the water temperatures are so warm, 1 to 2 degrees above normal. So I read an interesting article. 1 to 2 degrees doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. Like, it does equate to more storms and more activity. So, but we'll see. Water temperatures now doesn't mean anything. It's what the water temperatures are during peak season. And I always compare things to 1983. 1983 was a La Nina year after a strong El Nino. We had 4 storms that year. So Mother Nature is never predictable at all. So you got to be careful getting everybody too hyped up. Bobo's got a new Furman. Well, you just became my best friend. Nikki says water temperatures in Fort Myers were 80 yesterday. They're warming up quick. And you know what they're going to do this week? We have 7 days of no rain. Rains cool things off. And cold fronts cool things off. We're not going to have those. So guess what? We are going to see the water temperatures really get going for temperatures. So, all right, cool. Well, listen, wish me luck tomorrow. We're going to be in Orlando for the big meteorology summit with the state of Florida. That'd be pretty cool. I actually shaved and got shoes. So wish me luck on that. And I'll tell everybody about it on Wednesday. I'll be sharing some stuff tomorrow, so look for some posts from there. I'll be excited to see some folks I've never met and some that I have met. So, yeah, wish me luck on that. And Harold, we might be doing NASCAR for Talladega in October, maybe with Furman. I think they're working, maybe trying to. So hopefully, we'll see. If not Daytona, hopefully again. But appreciate you supporting them and all of our great supporters here on the page. All right, we'll see y'all on Wednesday. Have a great day and kind of that's it. South Florida, maybe. That's about it today. So enjoy. See